Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 123 of our Be a Better You annual challenge. Today we are talking about financial thoughts and beliefs. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. I'm going to talk about where they come from. Then I'm going to give you a 5-step process to change the ones that we identify today that maybe might not be serving us and the vision of our finances that we really want to achieve, or the goals we really want to achieve for ourselves. If we have conflicting thoughts and beliefs, just like we have conflicting core values, we will struggle to achieve what it is that we want to achieve. So first and foremost, let's talk about, and what we're going to do today as an action is we're going to brainstorm and notice as we go about our day, what kind of thoughts and beliefs pop up in our mind about money, about anything about finances, anything about investing, anything about earning, anything about money and life, etc. We're going to jot those down in our journal because we're going to look at them at the end of the day, and we're going to deal with them later on this month. I can't remember what day that we're talking about limiting beliefs, but we're definitely talking about limiting financial beliefs and abundance mindset versus scarcity mindset, etc. But where do these beliefs and thoughts come from? We're not born with any thoughts and beliefs, right? We're born and we learn and absorb everything. We get it from our family conditioning. We get it from how money is discussed and talked about in your family, the tone of voice, or if it's avoided, if you don't talk about money at all in your family or finances at all in your family, that has an impact on us. Cultural background, societal values around wealth, success, and poverty impact us all. Think about all the stories that we see in the media about the get-rich-quick schemes and corruption and things. Those all have an impact on us. Well, I don't want to be seen as corrupt, so I don't want to make any money. We get them from our life experiences, any trauma we have associated with money. Anybody ever been ripped off by a partner? That will leave an imprint unless you choose to deal with it. Any windfalls that we have or losses that we have, lost millions of dollars in the stock market, had a little bit of an impact on my desire to deal in the stock market again. Anybody who's been through 2008, 2009 knows exactly what I'm talking about. Success stories, our wins and our losses all impact our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs about money. Religion or moral codes teach us how we should or shouldn't value money, what we should or shouldn't do with our money, how we should or shouldn't feel about money. So those are the 4 main things that impact and help us to create thoughts and beliefs about money. So you might have things, and the challenge here is that, and maybe we should have talked about thoughts and beliefs first and then core beliefs, but I think it's easier to identify our core beliefs because we feel so strongly about them. All the little thoughts and beliefs that feed into them are a little bit harder to identify. I think that's why I start with core beliefs first. So some of the core beliefs you might have adopted are: money is hard to come by. Rich people are greedy. I don't deserve to be wealthy. If I earn more, I'll lose it just as quickly. How silly is that, right? And all of these we can ask questions to, and we will see that they have feet of clay. They really don't have much to stand on. Having financial beliefs, it impacts our life. Chronic underearning, impulse spending. Anybody ever done that when they're stressed? Avoiding investing, strained relationships, entrepreneurial hesitation, rooted in fear of financial failure or losing money, right? We will do more as human beings to keep ourselves safe and from losing something than from gaining more. So people will spend a ton of money on insurance to make sure they don't lose something, but they won't invest in themselves or their education or in a business or in other things that could give them 1,000 times the return out of fear of loss. Excuse me. I still have a cough. All right, sorry. All right, so do you want to know some people's stories about this and how it's played out in their life? Maria, for example, is a single mom and a part-time nurse, and she believes that she'll never have enough, right? She works and works and works and slaves away, and she thinks that she'll never have enough. So how can she go about shifting that? Maria began a journey of mindfulness, meditation, practicing journaling, using tools that would help her focus on abundance mentality versus scarcity mentality. I guess we're only going to talk about Maria because my cough is not going to hold out. And so she turned that into, I'm learning to manage and grow what I have, right? If you appreciate and are grateful for what you have, you can create more of it. So let's just quickly talk about a 5-step process. If you go about and do this exercise, jot things down, and you say, oh my God, I didn't even believe that I had that belief. I need to get rid of it. What are we going to do about it? First and foremost, we have to identify what they are. Awareness via journaling and things is the key to inside ourselves. What's going on in our bodies? What's going on in our minds? What's going on around us? And how we feel and are responding to it. How we respond to it is how we respond to it. If we want to change how we respond to something, that is also 100% up to us. So first, become aware of what your thoughts and beliefs are. And that's what I said we're going to do today as an action item. Just note and brainstorm what comes up for you around the area of finances. Second step, identify which ones are limiting you. For example, if any of these come up, these are limiting beliefs. If you don't believe they're limiting you, think back and journal about some of your past experiences, your successes and failures, and see what might have impacted them. Are any of these having a play in your life? I'm just not good with money. Guess what? If you keep saying that, you're never going to be good with money. None of us are born being good with money. We learn it just like we learn everything else along our life journey. Money always causes problems. Absolute, complete poppycock. People like me don't get rich. Well, what do you mean people like you? People in all walks of life get rich and have tons of resources at their disposal. These are all internal lies that we tell ourselves to help, we think, keep ourselves safe. Every lie we tell ourselves, every limiting belief, our subconscious serves it up to us to keep us safe. It doesn't serve it up to us to harm us. It thinks it's keeping us safe. Guess what? Our mind can sometimes be our worst enemy when it comes to making changes and creating what we want in our life. 3, we're going to reframe our limiting belief as an empowering belief. So for example, if I say money is hard to get, I'm going to change that to there are many ways to earn and grow money. There's a gazillion ways to earn and grow money. There's as many ways to earn and grow money as there are people on the planet. From I can't manage money to I'm learning to manage money more effectively every day. How much more empowering than that is? It's like if I have a problem, especially with technology, if I tell myself I can't figure it out or I don't know the answer, I will stay stuck and that problem will stay stuck. If I say I always figure things out, I can always find an answer. There's always a solution. I'm going to find a solution much faster than if I'm shutting myself down thinking I can't figure it out. There's no such thing as can't, by the way. From wealth is for other people to I deserve financial freedom and I can achieve it. Everybody on the planet deserves financial freedom and can achieve it if you're willing to do what it takes to get that. And that goes along with your morals and values and beliefs and the way you treat people and how you show up in the world. Number 4, practice daily affirmations and visualization. Visualize what you want. I say this all the time. Focus on what you want in your life, not on what you don't want. Focus on what you're grateful for and what's already working so that you can create more of that in your life. So things like I am worthy of wealth. I attract opportunities that grow my finances. I handle money with wisdom and grace. And then finally, step 5, take small aligned actions that feel right for you to move you from where you are to where you want to go. Sounds like the SOAP framework, right? Sounds like our ideas process to get what we want and improve anything in our life. So, example, you might track your spending for a week or for 30 days. I would say 30 days or a couple, 3 months. So you really get clear on what you're spending your money on, where are your expenses, income. And we're going to talk about all of these things in detail throughout the course of this month. So don't get bogged down on it. I usually don't share this process so early on, but I hate to have us identify beliefs that aren't serving us and then just leave them hanging there, right? We always want to, as soon as we see something that isn't working for us or could be holding us back, we want to reframe that in a way that feels better for us and moves us in the direction we want to go. All right, that's it. Brainstorm, pay attention to, write down a list of your thoughts and beliefs about money, and then just ask yourself, is this true for me today, or did I just get this from my dad, who's been gone for 10 years? Did I just get this from a traumatic experience I had in my first job? Whatever it might be for you. All right, any questions asked? Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.